What's up everyone, this is DR with the WoW Breakdown 101, and today we're going to be going over the 10-man normal Norushen healing point of view guide in the Siege of Orgrimmar. As with all of my point of view guides, I will break down the fight like a puzzle, piece by piece, step by step, to help you get past the encounter. Now I will only go over what you as a healer will deal with in this encounter, and will not tell you how to down this boss as a raid. To know everything there is to know about this encounter and how to down it as a raid, I have linked the 10-man normal fat boss guide below. Now, in my heals point of view guides, you're going to notice that there are a lot more detail due to the fact that you as a healer need to know more about the encounter than any other role apart from your raid lead. You as a healer are going to be preparing for each step of the encounter to ensure that your raid stays nice and healthy. The first thing we're going to go over is your position. In this fight, it is best to mark one of your healers, and all the DPS should stack on the hills to make healing much easier for this fight. Healers should stack in melee range close to the boss, and the reason you will do this is to give tanks time to taunt and aggro the manifestation of corruptions. If you stack away from the boss, sometimes the manifestations of corruptions will spawn in your stack point, which more than likely will lead to the add melee attacking someone in the stack location, which can lead to a death. Now, let's go over what kind of damage is going to be incoming in the normal realm of this encounter, and how you are going to heal it. If you were assigned to go into the test realm by your raid lead, then hang in there. We will go over that tidbit in a few. The first ability we're going to go over is Unleashed Anger, that deals very high physical damage to its current tank and places self-doubt on the tank, which increases the damage from Unleashed Anger by 40% per stack. This is a common tank swap mechanic. Just make sure that you keep the tanks topped off for this ability and top the tank back off the second this ability casts. So, in short, just keep the tanks topped off at all times. The second ability is Icy Fear, which is a raid-wide frost damage ability that the boss uses every 3 seconds for the entire fight, and increases in damage the lower the life of the boss. This is the reason that you will stay stacked in the normal realm, as you would need to have AoE healing going out for the entire fight. As DPS finish their test realms, the adds that they kill will come into the normal realm. The main add that you're going to worry about and keep an eye on is the manifestation of corruption, as it casts Burst of Anger, which deals raid-wide shadow damage while it is alive. If your raid buddies do not stun this ad and burst it down, then your raid will be taking a lot of AoE damage from the ad and the boss. Just be ready to amp up AoE healing when this ad is up. Once this ad dies, it drops a shadow orb, which will pulse very high shadow damage to the entire raid that has to be absorbed by someone with 75 or less corruption. Note that even if someone grabs this orb immediately, your raid will still take 1 tick of damage. As a healer, keep a very close eye on these orbs, because if they are not soaked efficiently, your raid will be in danger of dying. Not to mention, will eat your mana up, so if you see this orb, either soak it yourself or call out for someone to do so. The small adds, or unleashed essences of corruption, are of little note in the normal mode encounter, and you will just have to watch out if one of your buddies gets hit by their bolts, as their life will drop low, and with all the other damage going out, can put them in danger of dying. If you notice someone taking a lot of damage from these bolts, just call out for them to move. Now, the last and possibly the most problematic ability that you will have to deal with as a healer is Blind Hatred, which is a death beam mechanic that can cause your raid to have to reposition. To deal with this ability and not have to panic, you will just watch for the timer and prepare a few seconds before this ability casts. As soon as the beam appears, look to see if your raid is going to have to reposition. If your raid does not have to reposition, then just go back to healing the fight as normal. If your raid is going to have to move, then you will make sure that you or another healer uses a healing cooldown and a raid cooldown for the reposition. Get to your new stack point while healing as much as possible on your way to the new stack location. Once you're restacked, top your raid back off ASAP. If you are going to go into the test realm to clear your corruption, then you will have 3 NPC adds that you will have to heal, along with keeping yourself healed. You will have to dispel around 3 times while you are in here. The mini-boss in the test realm will target a random NPC with lingering corruption, which after 10 seconds, if not dispelled, will explode, dealing very high shadow damage. Just dispel this. Disheartening Laughs deals damage to the healer and the friendly NPCs, and you'll just have to heal through this. Also, there will be void zones that you will have to move out of that surround your character. After the mini-boss dies, or 1 minute of being in the test realm, you will return to the normal realm. Now, due to how this fight works, you will want to make sure that you have a healing cooldown for the end of the fight, as the damage increases the closer the boss is to dying. So, let's go over a quick recap. Keep the tanks topped off at all times. Stay stacked for better AoE healing. Amp up your healing when Unleashed Manifestations of Corruption is up, and amp up your AoE healing as the fight goes on. Pop healing and raid cooldowns when your raid has to move and reposition, and when the boss is getting close to dying. That is all I have for this guide. If it helped you out any at all, then give me a like, share, and subscribe to keep up with future content. If you have any suggestions for future videos, then leave a comment in the section below or email me at thewowbreakdown@gmail.com. Get out there and have fun. See you again next time, guys.